2024 was one of my best years ever, and it wasn't because I started it with a 21 days fast or a 100-day fast. Not like there's anything wrong with that. It wasn't because I sown some serious seeds. It wasn't because of all of that. It was because of something very fundamental that God shared with me like some years ago, and I applied that principle very well. Now, unfortunately for a lot of people, what people do not realize is that the same way you have 5 fingers, and you realize that even though people say no fingers are not equal, it's not that they are not equal, they are different. If you don't have a thumb, you know how very useful it is, and you know that the thumb is very useful. If you don't have an index finger, you know how very useful it is. So it's not about that people are not equal, it's that people are different. Now, the way we are different is the way also that life, the rules of life that apply to us are very different. Now, one of the things a lot of people do not realize is this: there are these guys in the book of Revelation, and you can also find them in the book of Ezekiel, that are called the 4 living creatures. Now, these 4 living creatures are not just living creatures, they are not just beings that go and live close to God. They are actually a template, and every living thing is a product of these 4 templates. There's this one that is called face of a lion. There's another one that says has a face of an ox. There's another one that says it has a face of an eagle, and another one that says has a face of a man. You can see some of the depictions just behind me here. Now, one of the amazing things about this is that one thing people do not realize, that each and every human being is made in one of these modes, and depending on the mode in which you are made, the rule that applies to you is totally different. So for instance, there is that one that is called the face of a lion. This also has to do with the fire element. The one that is called the face of an ox has to do with the earth element. The one that is called the face of an eagle has to do with the wind element. The one that is called the face of a man has to do with the water element. It's almost like what you also see in Avatar, where you say, oh, fire nation and this nation. Sometimes when you watch all these cartoons, you don't understand the cryptic message about universal principles that apply to them. Now, you see an example of the face of a lion. That's the one that a lot of people think they are, and these people are less than 7% of the world population. Those are people like David. It's not interesting that a guy like David sees, Goliath and doesn't pray. He doesn't ask God any questions. He doesn't seek any counsel. He just goes after it. Because people who are made in this type, in this spirit type, are people who God has sent to start things, to initiate things. They do not necessarily need permission from anyone. They just need to let people know their intention and go after it. These are the people that have ideas, and immediately they work on it, it works. But not everybody is like that. That's where somebody that has the face of an ox, which is the earth element. If you look at the earth element, for instance, the earth element needs 2 things for it to be able to bring forth. It needs the sun, and it needs also what? It needs the rain. So in essence, this kind of people do not initiate stuff. This kind of people do not start stuff. This kind of people wait to respond. They wait to respond. They are not initiators. This is the reason why, for instance, Joseph, all the while he was telling people his dreams, he was telling his dad his dreams, he was telling his mom, he was getting into trouble. But not until he started helping other people interpret their dreams is when their own dreams became a reality. So one of the things I did, because I found out my blueprint, and I realized that I was made in the mold of the earth. I realized that for people like me, I am not just to come up with an idea and just start working on it, because people like me also, we come up with a lot of ideas. We are very innovative, but unfortunately, the principle that applies to us is that we are to respond to life, not to initiate things. So one of the things I did in 2024, in fact, the business that made most of the money that made me quite successful in 2024 was not an idea that came from me. I had other ideas. But I understood that for me, I am to respond. And one of the differences, for instance, between a person who is made in the mold of an earth, somebody like Joseph, is that you will have sustaining power. If you realize, for instance, not until Joseph started interpreting other people's dreams was when his own dream became a reality. You saw that Joseph did not need to be a pharaoh, but there was a problem that was solved. Now, one of the challenges people like us have that have to wait to respond to the right opportunities that resonate with us is this: you become very restless. You become very frustrated because you can learn things very quickly. And one of the things that you need to realize is that for somebody like you, you are learning mastery. It's like the earth is gaining up all those soil, it's gaining up all those experiences, it's gaining up all those skills, but it's waiting for the right opportunity. Now, unfortunately, if you are a fire person, you are not to wait for the right opportunity. If something resonates with you, you are supposed to work out. So, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of Christians, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs are frustrated, because they have not even realized what is their own spirit type and the rules of life that apply to them. If you would like to know what your rule of life is, you just send me a comment comment under this video and I'll do well to reach out to you. So in case you are made in the mold of the earth, you see, this 2025, one of the things that is very important for you is, as you are building capacity, don't try and do many things. Wait for the right opportunities. Wait for the kind of opportunities that resonate with you. It might even be some two people discussing, and they are discussing the idea, and as they are discussing it, they even kind of speak to you about it, and all of a sudden it resonates with you. If you are a head person, no matter, even if you see that business in a dream, oh boy, if you go after it, you will just be wasting your time, because this is not how it works. It's almost like, as you know, the fire element, the water element, the wind element. If you look at it, and the earth element, they all balance themselves. There is a reason why God made all of us different, because we are all supposed to complement ourselves. So if you step out of the rule that applies to you as an earth person, and you want to start jumping up and down, any small idea, you think of it, you jump and do it, you will just be burning yourself out. I'm rooting for you. Watch out for more videos from me. This is Tobi, Alli. See you in a bit.